Yo, what is up, guys? It is your boy Skullbasher here. Welcome back to a what the fuck? Sorry, legitimately, I was like, why do I just see an artillery tank? It's not what I want to have on my. Yeah. Anyways, welcome back to another live stream. Hope you guys are having a safe night, a wonderful night, or a fantastic night, or day, wherever you may be. Uh, I'm doing all right. I had to deal with a lot of shit tonight, some real serious family drama, and it wasn't good at all. I'm not really gonna get into that because I don't usually talk about my. Well, I do, but I don't talk about specifics ever on my channel. Anyways, guys, I think it's been long enough. I think it's been. I've had, let's see, 2016 to 2017 1, 2017 to 2018 2, 2018 to 2019 3, 2019 to 2024, 2020 to 21 5. I've had 5 years on this game, on console edition. Excuse me. I've played PC. I played it back in 2011, and I only played that for about 2 years. I played Blitz when it was first released. Actually, I came across it randomly, but I didn't realize it at the time. But they gave me a commemor. Yeah, I can't talk. They gave me a badge. I have a badge. It's in my badges section on my main account, which you won't find because it's not the same name on World of Tanks Blitz. I didn't use the same name back in the day. I used a very corny name, and I'm not going to tell you. But they gave me a badge that only people who were like the first 100 people to download the game and play it when it first released got. Kind of like a beta tester, but without playing it before its release. So I was a first. I was a first line. I don't know. It's hard to explain, but if you get what I already mean and you already understand, then you already understand. But if you don't already, let me try this one more time. I got rewarded for being one of the very first people to play their game on Blitz, which is a mobile version of their company's game, of this game, of PC's game, and it's run a lot differently, and it still is. I might do another live stream on that slash video, because my live streams are like videos to me. Anyways, guys, I've had 5 years to really think about this. In the beginning, I didn't really look at it because I was new to the game and everybody else was. Everybody was grinding up to their first tier 10. Everybody was like, yeah, I'm going to get that first tier 10. Let's go. Let's get it. I've had 5 years to really absorb and hear from everybody. I've heard from young people. I've heard from old people. I've heard from really old people. I've heard from assholes. I've heard from fucking dicks. I've heard from egotistical morons. I've heard from prime example was a person I heard from 2 days ago, and I did a live stream on that, a small one. Absolute troll, people who just talk shit about the game and bring down their team while they're at it because they just have no actual confidence in themselves. But, anyways, I've had 5 years to absorb everybody's opinion that I've ever met, and I think I can truly be honest with you guys and tell you right here, right now, that I have met, well, not met, but I have talked to in this community as a whole over 1,000 players. Thousands of players. And that may seem like a small number, I know. But if you look at the where is it? Give me a second. Give me a second. I think it's right there. Middle of my screen, very bottom. You see the 2,688 out of 5,137? That's how many people are playing on the North American server. That's how many people are online right now. I don't know if any of you guys ever knew that who played this game. So I talked to over 1,000 people to put that in perspective compared to a server's max queue. And you know what they all said? This game is trash. And that's putting it lightly. I'm going to get into this, and this is going to be a very informative live stream. If you're not used to that, or maybe you've never heard my perspective on this game in a detailed report, that's because you haven't. I've never taken the time to make an actual live stream or had the conscience of making an actual live stream stating the facts. Even my friends I play to, excuse me, that was a weird fucking sentence. Even my friends I play with right now on this game, they say this all the time, and I say it all the time. Shit, I've been saying it since the end of 2017 when I started to realize there's a real disparity, and I'm going to get into all of it. But the one thing that all these players have said is, I can probably knock it down to three things. Three things. And the third one I'm going to mention, and I'm going to try to mention it last, is the thing that people are talking about a lot right now. And Wargaming, for some reason, doesn't want to listen to anybody. They haven't for almost 6 years. So let's put that on the table too. The company that made this game does not listen to the community. A shocker, right? You think that Call of Duty, they listen to the community. They nerf guns when people say it's too broken. League of Legends, they add new fucking. They listen to people about what kind of balance changes. Most companies listen to their community because those are the people that buy their product. It's different with this game. They're all about earning money. They're all about earning that extra buck. I've never once sent a ticket to Wargaming and got a legitimate reply on how they're doing their game and how they're handling their game and how they're listening to their community. It's been like an automatic message. We're working on it, or some bullshit like, "Thank you for your time," yada yada yada. Some bullshit, some PR stunt, But I come to you now, and these are the 3 things. And I'm going to go into detail, and I'm going to jump between, because I have ADHD. If you don't like it, you can fuck off. You can unsubscribe. I don't care. But I have ADHD, and what that pretty much means, and this isn't an excuse, this is actual symptoms of ADHD. I've had this since I was born. I was born with this. So ADHD pretty much is the factor of jumping from topic to topic and back again. I won't stay on a topic for long usually, and that's the ADHD. So if you see that, don't get irritated. That's just the ADHD at work. It works sometimes and sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't, I've pissed people off in the past, but what do you fucking do? Get butthurt. I don't care anymore. I'm an old enough adult. I'm old enough to drink liquor. I'm old enough to smoke weed. I don't give a fuck about what you think. I don't care if it irritates you. I don't. But here are the 3 things that I have compiled in my head. And I didn't even have to write these down, because I hear this all the fucking time. Whenever I have game chat on, and whenever I'm listening to people in game chat, every time we have a stupid team, I hear these things. Okay, here's number 1. And I'm no fucking professional YouTuber. I'm not going to put them in bulletins and shit. You're just going to hear me. You're just going to hear my voice, and I'm just going to voice these 3 things. So here's number 1, and I think this is the most serious thing. And you'd be surprised by this if you do play this game and you maybe don't have my luck, but I have really bad luck in this game. I have for 5 years, and you can go look in this. Go ahead, look at the top right. That's my gamer tag. I've been playing this game since its release. Go right ahead. Fact check me. I don't fucking care. I've been playing this game since, I think, what was it? Don't quote me on this. Well, you can quote me later. I don't give a fuck. But I've been playing this game since July of 2016, and I didn't know what the fuck this game was about in 2016. There is a period in time for 2 years where I forgot about tanks completely. Anyways, I'm getting off topic. That's ADHD. Here's the first one. Matchmaking in this game is horrible. I don't care who you are. I don't care what argument you might try to throw at me in the comments. If you come from, if you're not a subscriber and you're new to my channel and you want to throw an argument at me, I don't give a fuck. I've talked to over 1,000 people and they all say the same thing. They've all said it at least once to me. Matchmaking in this game is broken and needs to be fixed. That's what they say. That is such a common sentence that I hear in this fucking game that I just ignore it now. I'm just so tired of hearing it. Because like I said already, what I already said, the company doesn't give a fuck about the community. They're not going to fix their game, even if thousands of players fucking complain. They're only in it for the money. And this has been this way for 5 years. So, in past streams, if you have looked closely and noticed what I say in my streams, when I play this game, I'll say, man, what a fucking retarded team. What a brain-dead team. That's just what I say nowadays. Back in the day, way back in the day when I streamed this game, you'll say, God damn, why is everybody flanking that way? What a bunch of fucking idiots. It's an ongoing argument. But the number 1 thing, the first part, is matchmaking. And what I mean by that is +2, -2. Now, for some of you guys out there who play PC, or if you're just a PC nerd and you just play the PC version of this game completely, you're like, okay, well, we've had +2, -2 for 10 years. Okay, well, that's your version of the game. You stay in your lane, okay? Seriously, I don't give a fuck. It may work for you, but the balances in this game don't work. They have balanced penetration for Tier 8 heavy tanks, Tier 8 light tanks, Tier 8 tank destroyers. They have balanced penetration ratings for tanks to not be able to go against Tier 10s more than half the time. If I'm in a Tier 8, I could give you a visual fucking example. If I'm in a Tier 8 light tank, right? What I'm going to do when I see a Tier 10 tank or Tier 10 team, or if I'm put into a Tier 10 game, is I'm not going to do as much work as I would in a tier 8 game. And I've been like that. I figured out that there's no point. I'm going to get one-shotted by half of the fucking tier 10s in the game because they have such a massive gun that it's fucking child's play. What's the point? And that's one of my points, actually. Not what I just said, but getting one-shotted. It happens all the fucking time. Not to me, because I don't fucking aggressive... I don't play light tanks a lot. But whenever yeah, God. I don't have a speech impediment, trust me. I just... This whole topic pisses me off, just thinking about it. And this is why I've been really not wanting to do it for years. But it has to be said. And I have to be somebody who comes out and says it. If I'm in a fucking tier 8 light tank with... Let me look at my hit points. Right there. Right side of my screen. Hit points. 1100. There are tier 10s in this game that can hit for that. Easy. Without even fucking looking at you, man. If they've been playing long enough, aim towards you, aim a little bit in front of your tank. If you're moving fast enough across the field, boom. I can name 2 tanks right now off the top of my head. And I have both of them. I have both of the tanks, so I know how it feels. I have both of the tanks. So I'm gonna highlight these 2 fucking tanks. These 2 tanks can one-shot any fucking tier 8 light tank in the game with one shot. This one's average damage, well, you can see it right there, but it's kind of a little bit of a lie. It does about 1200 AV. It does about 1100 to 1600 damage a shot with AP. Now, I'm not going to get into explaining what the fuck these rounds are and what they do. If you don't know anything about tanks, I'm sorry. Learn a little bit. It's kind of fucking cool, I'm not going to lie. That's why I got into tanks. But, like I said, there's a really, really, really bad thing in the game called matchmaking. And I don't think it needs to be removed. I think it just needs to be coded differently and fixed. I firmly believe, and I have since I was conscious enough to fucking realize it, that we need +1, -1 on console edition. +1, -1. What does that mean? I won't be seeing tier 10s anymore in a tier 8. Or if I'm in a fucking tier 5, I won't see tier 8. Or not tier, excuse me. That's on me. I meant tier 6. If I'm in a tier 6, I won't see fucking tier 8. +2, -2, if you have common sense, and I know a lot of you do, you guys are smart who watch my channel, will know that means 2 tiers up, 2 tiers down. So if I'm in a tier 8, I'm always going to see a tier 10 unless it's preferential. That's a whole nother conversation. Just to keep it short, preferential means you'll never see tier 10. And there's very few tanks in this game that have that. And they're always expensive. Wargaming practically makes it to where they want you to verse tier 10s and suffer. It's a cash grab. Oh yeah. Pay $50 for this tier 8 tank that doesn't see tier 10s. That's a lot of money for someone who's poor. I'm poor. I'll admit that. But no boohoo me. I don't give a fuck. I whine over it or not. I don't care. I firmly believe, and the thousands of people that I've talked to, sorry, I'm jumping the number, the 1,000+ people I've talked to, briefly, in game chat, people I don't even know, too, I've asked this question too, over the years, whether it's on stream or off stream. What's the worst thing about this game? And I'm going to get to the second point in a second, but I also want to say, they always said matchmaking and the 2 other things. Matchmaking. Because you'll be in a fucking tier 6 tank. Let me show you for visual aid. You'll be in a tier 6 tank, right? I'm sorry, I've got fucking tank destroyers listed. These are tier 6, right? These tanks have no armor. At this low of a tier, you have no armor. Guess what? +2, -2 doesn't give a fuck. And it hasn't for 5 years. What works on PC, works on PC. You stay in your lane. I'm going to say that again. What works on console doesn't really work on console. I'm going to be honest. And I can factually say that I've talked to 1,000+ people who all say matchmaking needs to be +1, -1. And again, +1, -1 means 1 tier up, 1 tier down. It's easier. If I'm in a tier 6, it's easier to pin a tier 7 than it is a tier 8. I don't even play low tiers anymore because of how bad matchmaking is. Not only do you fucking verse tier 8s half the time in a tier 6, but more than half of the tier 8s in the game have a shit ton of armor. And they're hard to pin with a tier 6. Yeah, that's also another thing to fucking put into the mix. half the tier 8s are super heavies, or close to it, and have enough armor to bounce your fucking rounds, even if they're premium, all day. Alright, now if you haven't already seen the first part of the stream, and my first point that I proved, and I pointed out, rewind the stream and listen to that. This is point number 2. And this one might surprise you guys, or it might not, because I bitch about this all the time. And if you're smart and you've been subscribed to me for a long time, actually, you know what? Since I have literally just one of them, I'll hover over it. Sure, why not? I'll hover over it. What is this? What is this tank? This is artillery. This is, what is it called in War Thunder? I think it's not called anything because it's an automated system. It's so much better in War Thunder. But that's an entire different game and a different story. This is considered an artillery tank or a player support and whatever the fuck you want to call it. I don't pay attention enough to play artillery to give a fuck. And I don't play artillery. I don't go out of my way to grind the tech trees. Now here's point number 2. And this is how this point is going to trigger people probably. And I do have friends that are subscribed to me that play artillery a lot. I've said this to them too, and it pisses them off whenever I say it. I've actually lost friends too because of it. But I don't care. I don't care about your feelings. You like what you like, I like what I like. Don't get butthurt over what I have to say. It's my fucking opinion. I live in America. Now, here's point number 2. Artillery does not belong in the game in its current state. Sorry. Actually, I have factual basis for this because PC just smashed artillery to the ground. They just nerfed artillery in the biggest way they ever have in 10 years. Since its release. Since artillery's release. And how have they nerfed it? They nerfed its penetration. Artillery doesn't do anything for damage anymore on PC. How do I know this? I watch Quickie Baby and I watch other relevant channels that play PC World of Tanks. I know my shit. So good luck fighting me. Now, console is a little bit different. Console is the last one. Well, Blitz doesn't count because Blitz has never had artillery. So console is the last forerunner to fucking nerf artillery as a whole. It needs to be nerfed. And I don't care who you are, and I don't care what you bandwagon under, unless you bandwagon under what I'm talking about. The mechanics for artillery are the most simplistic shit in the game. And that's the most irritating part. All you have to do is jump into this tank. Any artillery, right? And if you play this game, then you know what I mean. All you have to do is jump into an artillery, and it's point and click. There's no aiming your turret around like all of us other players have to do. There's no gun depression. You don't have to account for anything besides aiming and clicking. It's the most broken fucking system in the game, and it's child's play. It also hits really hard, and that's bothersome. Now, people are also going to argue with me and say, well, that keeps from people camping, yada, yada, yada. I don't care if you camp. Let the players that are good in actual tanks kill the campers. Artillery has been nothing but God, I can't say it. I'm going to butcher this word. Bear with me. It's been nothing but a nuisance since day one. And I also want to stress this. Artillery is broken now. It's been broken this entire time. They've done very little. Besides fuck with their aim time or fuck with their accuracy. They've done very little to fuck with the damage output of artillery. I get it. You have a big gun. Okay. You should have a lot of penetration. Okay. This mechanic as a whole does not belong in the game. I don't care who you are. If you don't agree with me, you can unsubscribe. I don't give a fuck. Artillery as a whole and its mechanics do not belong in this game. For instance, and I can point out plenty of arguments too. I've been ready for this, and I've been writing shit down, and I've got shit stuck in my head. It's wired into my head. Here's argument number 1. More than half the maps aren't big enough for artillery to begin with. So that's already a downplay to them. And I feel bad for them, because we do have a few maps in this game that are fucking small, dude. Here's point number 2. It's point and click, like I just mentioned. Point and click. I might actually play this tank, this live stream, to prove point number 2. It's point and click. It's drag, point, and click. That's all it is. Everything else in this game has more to do with it. When you're playing a regular tank, you got to think about who spotted you, how far away distances it is, your angling of your armor, gun depression, you know. You've got to think about all of that with an actual tank. But with artillery, it's point and click. What's the fun in that? It's too easy. Unfortunately, over the years, I've kept the same opinion because everybody else thinks the same thing that I've ever talked to. Unless they fucking dick ride artillery. Then those people I usually don't talk to. But it's a broken system in the game and it needs to be fixed. I'll be fine having it in the game if you destroy its fucking ability to kill tanks. And what I mean by that, and let me emphasize, its ability to hit a tank for 1,500 fucking damage or 2,000 damage at tier 10. Because some artillery at tier 10 do that. And it's fucking bullshit, dude. Okay, again, yeah, you're going to argue with me. Okay, yeah, that's got a big barrel, Skullbasher. Of course it's going to do a lot of damage. Or is it? All I've ever read historically about artillery is that every time a tank has been hit by an artillery round, that crew has been stunned. Mind blown, right? Mind blown. Direct hits, I get it. Pop the turret. If this was a reality, it would be a one-shot. But a shot that lands near a tank should not fucking hit it for more than half of its hit points. Shouldn't fucking happen. It shouldn't happen. If I'm in a Mouse, which is the most armored tank in the game, and an artillery hits me 5 feet away and manages to do 1,500 damage to me, and I've got like fucking 200 millimeters of armor all around, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. Yes, it's a big round, but that's an HE shell. It loses a lot of its, explosive radius as soon as it hits the ground. Oh, who's talking? Don't worry, I'm going to check it out real quick. Oh, what's up, bro? I think it either needs its own game mode, and here's point number 3. It needs its own game mode, or it needs a massive nerf. It needs a massive nerf. Instead of one-shotting your tank, I've been one-shotted by artillery. And I can't even say it's a rare occasion because it happens all the time. And I don't keep myself out in the open so they can do it. You learn how to play against artillery. I've been playing for 5 years. I think artillery's penetration rating on all their rounds, including their premium, needs to be nerfed to the ground. Make it so where only the best at artillery play them. Don't fuck with their aim time. What's the point in that? Don't fuck with their accuracy. What's the point in that? Make rounds more realistic to the tank that they're hitting. If I'm in the most armored tank in the game and an artillery hits me from across the map, you should lose penetration and damage output over distance depending on the round, because some artillery have heat rounds, some artillery have AP rounds, and some have APCR rounds. It's fucking weird. Excuse me. I was burping, that's why. And it's also broken. Severely broken. I think they need to remove or disable, so that they don't freak players out, disable artillery, reinvent artillery, nerf them, make them different so that they're more support than they are fucking predators from fucking 15 miles away that are hitting you, and more than 9 times out of 10 you're going to die by that shot because you're low health, you're in a crucial situation. Dude, if you go back to my live streams and you go back to each of my live streams playing this game, whenever I die to an artillery tank, it'll be in a very crucial moment. And I'll die not having been able to help my team push a certain way, destroy some tanks, or support my team. Artillery is a nuisance in this game and it needs to be removed and put in its own game mode. I firmly believe that tanks and artillery can exist in their own game mode. Okay, if you want to torture yourself by fucking hiding behind a mountain or whatever from artillery, play that game mode. I want to play against tanks. Tank on tank. That's what I kind of thought when I first started playing this game in 2016. I've got a couple more arguments, but there's really no point. Those of you who hard dick ride fucking artillery are never going to listen to me anyways. Even though these facts are actual factual, they have factual basis. Artillery is broken in this game. From fucking tier 3 to fucking 10. You've got artillery that shoot every fucking 3 seconds. You've got artillery that hit for over 2,000 damage if they get lucky. And that's not just lucky, that's every other shot is a potential 2,000 damage shot. And most tanks at tier 10 only have 2,000 hit points. So that's death. I don't think that's fair. Say you just started a game, right? And artillery just loaded its first round. It's a tier 10 artillery, right? And you're in a tank with 2,000 hit points exactly. Well, it's the same medium tank. And you're in the moment, right? And you forget that you're kind of in the open and artillery can't hit you. You get hit by an artillery tank and you're still full health. And he hits you and one-shots you. And the game just started, right? You're like 3 minutes into the game. How the fuck is that fair? There's no argument there. How is that fair? It's not. And I do hope by the end of this year they have nerfed artillery. If they haven't, I might go on another hiatus for this game. I might stop playing this game for a couple years again. I stopped playing this game for 3 years. If you go to my YouTube channel and you go way back and you look for my World of Tanks videos, live streams, you'll see that there is a time frame where it keeps going and then it just stops completely for years. I took a break from this game because it was fucking annoying, dude. The player base was stupid. And it still is to this day. It hasn't changed. Nobody seems to know how to play this fucking game. I've met experienced players that I've seen mess up. And I'm like, dude, you're experienced. You should know how to fucking play this game by now. Why are you making small mistakes? Now, I'm done with artillery. If I keep talking, I'm going to start screaming. And I don't think anybody wants to hear that. And my mic is shitty, so I don't want to do that. Here's my last point. Point number 3. Ghost shells. And some of you guys might start clapping if you play this game. Because ghost shells is a real problem in this game right now. I currently have a really close friend of mine who I platoon with all the time. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I squad up with him. And if you don't know what I mean by squad up, then you obviously don't play fucking video games online. And I platoon with him, and he'll hit a tank that's spotted on the map in the distance on the enemy team. And I'll watch him because sometimes I'll be dead because I'll be playing a weak tank or whatever, and I'll just go spot the enemy or some shit. And I'll watch from his perspective. I'll watch the shell go to the tank, and the tank disappears from radar, and the shell disappears from radar. He goes back and he looks at his stats from that game, and he never got a penetration on that tank. By the way, that tank never moved. It just disappeared from radar. That's a ghost shell. It should have pinned that tank, but it never did. I've had to deal with that too. If you've ever watched any of my live streams, look for the ones where I hit a tank directly and it doesn't do anything. That's a ghost shell. And I think it's a very big, butchering my own words. I think it's a very big problem. I'm willing to say right now this is more of a problem right now than it was 5 years ago. Ghost shells never used to be a thing because everything hit everything back in the day. Even artillery, yes. Artillery used to be a lot more accurate back in the day. Tanks used to be a lot more accurate. You never used to fucking hear it from somebody and they're like, dude, I hit that guy directly in his fucking weak spot and it didn't do any damage. Like the round disappeared. Oh my god. That's why a lot of us pro players. Yes, I'm a pro player. Fuck stats. I never cared about stats. I know how to play the game though. I really do, and I know how to play it really well. But ghost shells or just shots that don't seem to fucking land where you aimed them have been a real problem for the last, I want to say, 2 years. I think this started cropping up last year. I don't know what Wargaming, and by the way, Wargaming is the company that makes this game and all the other versions of it. I don't know what they're doing on their side, but something's amiss. Something is amiss. I shouldn't fucking have to worry about aiming at a tank and then taking more time to aim at that tank just to double check and make sure that round's going to hit him, right? That's what I do nowadays. I risk my fucking hit points, which is pretty much my health points on my tank, pretty much. I risk my hit points making sure that my shot that goes into an enemy tank these days hits by taking 2 to 3 more seconds, risking my hit points just to make sure I hit that tank as it disappears but stays where it is and still not hitting it. It's crazy. It doesn't matter how long you aim at an enemy tank, sometimes it just doesn't fucking hit. And by the way, some of you guys might say, well, there's an arc to it, or there's velocity, or there's bullet drop. This game doesn't have any such thing as that. Never has. Unless it's a really, really, really big gun. It's never had anything like that, and it never will. Unless they're trying to implement it, which makes no sense, because if you've ever watched my live streams in the past of this game, my shots are almost a direct, straight line to the enemy whenever I shoot an enemy. Straight, 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 straight. And actually, I will say this too. Like I said already, I have had moments and during live stream where I've shot an enemy tank and it just fucking disappeared. And I wasn't even far away from it either. You guys are also probably trying to argue and say, well, distance, penetration over distance loses velocity. No, 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 no. When a tank is like 100 yards away or like 500 feet away, you got to imagine, I'm in a tank built for warfare. That shit's meant to hit something 2 miles away, you know? There shouldn't be any such thing as a ghost shell. It shouldn't exist in this game. And until recently, like 2 years ago, it's been happening more and more frequently. And this year alone, I've had more ghost shells this year than I have had in my entire career playing this game. And it needs to be fixed. If you aim at a tank, even if it disappears off your radar and it disappears off the map and it no longer shows on the map, and that tank is still there though, but just not fucking spotted, you should still penetrate it, and it should still notify you, pinning it and damaging it. But it does neither of those. The shell will just disappear like it never existed. I'll play some of the biggest fucking tanks in the game. I'll play some of the tanks with the biggest guns in the game, or the longest guns in the game, or the most accurate guns in the game, like actual sniper fucking tanks, tank destroyers. I'll play those and I'll fucking get ghost shells. And I'm here like, dude, I'm using a massive shell, right? It has a shit ton of velocity. This tank destroyer, for instance, tier 10, right? We're going back to tier 10 for a second. For instance, my Death Star, which has the biggest ever made barrel in history. This tank is this tank actually has some historical actual background, real life background to it. A 183 millimeter cannon, right? That's a big cannon, bro. That's bigger than a 150. That's bigger than a 155. It's a really big fucking gun. And this is for a sniping tank. But I play it front line. I shouldn't hit a tank from a distance. Not a very long distance. Let's say 1,000 yards. Let's say half a mile. I shouldn't have to hit a tank from half a mile and watch that round hit him and then just disappear. It doesn't even say it bounced. It doesn't say it penetrated. It doesn't even say it tracked the fucking dude. It just disappears, and I watch it with my own eyes disappear. I've seen it. I've streamed from other people's perspective, and I've streamed other players that I've played with in the past, and I've seen their shows just disappear. Like, oh my god, magic trick. You like it? I'm here until Friday. It's not funny, and as much as I hate to say it, and as much as I hate to say it, this game is fucking in disarray, and it has been for 5 years. And only now, in 2021, has it come to a heed. Only now am I speaking up, because these problems are fucking with my gameplay. One shot from my tank is the difference between winning a game and losing a game. That's how it is these days. And if I'm in the strongest hitting... Excuse me. Let me rephrase that. This tank right here. This is the one tank, besides artillery. Ignore artillery. I'm done with artillery. This is the one actual tank in the game that hits the hardest. This tank hits the hardest in the game. But ghost shells just are like, haha, no you, or haha, how about you not? I don't know, whatever meme you want. I'm not a boomer, by the way. I follow memes all the time. Just for instance, it's like an Uno reverse card, or like a trap card or some shit. It makes no sense. And I know, I don't know, but I hope to know and I hope to believe that it's a glitch in the system. But it's a bad one if it is. And I'm pretty sure that hundreds of players have reported it. Why hasn't Wargaming fixed it yet? Shut the game down for a day. Nobody's gonna fucking care. If they do, then they fucking have no life. Sorry. Even if you're disabled, you gotta play other games, man. You can't just play this game. Shut the game down for a day. Shut the game down for 2 days. Get your whole fucking development team. Fix ghost shells. Make penetration actually happen. Make shells actually have a trajectory that we aim at that actually goes towards the enemy and not disappear fucking halfway there. Because, man, even when this happens now, I won't even lie to you. There will be a moment of disbelief, and then an instant moment of anger at how fucking broken this game is. And this isn't just happening with tanks. but it's rare. But it also happens with artillery. But I don't give a fuck about artillery. I don't. I don't care about the player base, and I don't care about artillery. So I'm happy if you guys have ghost shells. You deserve it. Your fucking mechanics for those tanks are broken already. I'm talking about actual tanks that are meant to fight, you know? This tank was rated at 3 miles. Something like 3 miles, which is fucking far to hit a tank. 3 miles and it can hit a tank without losing its penetration fully. But when I go into battle with this tank and I shoot a fucking enemy and they'll be standing still the entire time but disappear off my radar, the round just seems to like forget who the fuck it is, forget it's even a shell, forget it's even fucking shot out of a tank, decides it's gonna go on vacation to fucking Peru and fucking zips out of there. You don't even see it zip, you just see it disappear like it fucking teleported. I hope that made you guys laugh though. No, seriously though, it's a problem, and it's fucking annoying. It's annoying. It's putting a bad light on this game, and it's making the developers, which I already have a really negative opinion of, look more like lazy fucks. I'm sorry, am I cussing too much? Well, I kind of have my settings on YouTube set to mature audience, so maybe when you subscribed you should have known that. I cuss a lot. I'm an adult too, you know. For any of you guys that are new that watch me, and any of you that are laughing at all this, man. Well, not for artillery or anything else, but just laughing at all the jokes I'm making. Appreciate you, I really do. But it needs to be fixed. I'm staying on this point, the third point of this conversation, the longest, because this has some real impact in the game. Like I already said, one shot will make or break if you win a game or lose a game. I can give you an example. Yeah, sure. I'm in this tank, right? It's me against one other dude. It's a heavy tank, and he's got 900 hit points, right? That's plenty for me to hit. I can one-shot that dude with this tank, right? So I go to shoot him. He's in the fucking open, right? Then he disappears all of a sudden, right as I shoot him. The round seems to go to him, but disappears. Literally, I can watch through my periscope. I can go into my periscope, which is like a sniper scope, pretty much. I can zoom in on my sniper scope, or my periscope, excuse me, and I can watch that round literally disappear in front of my fucking eyes. It's phenomenal that they haven't fixed this already. And it's fucking irritating too. And yes, I'm raising my voice a little bit. It's fucking irritating. That's it. Those are the 3 points. Now, whether you disagree or you agree with me is completely your own opinion. But I don't give 2 fucks about it. Unless you agree with me, then I care. Thumbs up to you. Appreciate you. These points that I've mentioned in this live stream. Also, I said I was going to play artillery. Let me show you guys how easy it is to play artillery in this fucking game. And how it needs to be removed. Or put it in its own game mode. Its own version. Or own game mode. Fucking A. All this talking is making me not talk very well. But let me go back to point number 2 of artillery. It needs to be removed from the game. I'm going to show you the mechanics of this artillery. Now, this is the same mechanics for all artillery. There's nothing different in this artillery tank that would happen if I was in a tier 10 tank. I have played on other people's accounts tier 10 artillery. I have played every tier of artillery in the game. I've played tier 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I've played all the tiers of artillery on other people's accounts. I'd be remiss to fucking play it on this account. I've standed very firm about never playing artillery on this account. Or any account. I don't have a secret account where I play artillery. I hate artillery. Why would I want to fucking play it? It's the mechanics are too easy in that way. And in short, they're boring, in my opinion. But before I end this stream, I'm going to play a game in my artillery. And for any of you fucking doubters out there who play this game or play PC and are curious about the console edition and how it's doing, well, artillery needs to be put in its own game mode. You know, I'm trying to contribute to the people who stand with artillery. Okay, you love artillery. Let's give you your own game mode when where everything's like it normally would, but you're in your own game mode, so I can play tank on tank and not have to worry about fucking artillery hitting me from above while I'm in the middle of a crucial moment. Anyways, let's actually play a game in my artillery. And I'm not going to say that I'm the best artillery in the game. I'm not going to say that I'm the best artillery player in the game, or I'm really good at playing this tank. Like I just said, I go out of my way to not play artillery. I think I only have like, excuse me, heartburn. I think I only have like 15 battles or something, like 15 battles, I think, in this tank. And this is a premium tank, which earns more silver than a normal artillery would. I don't give a fuck. I hate artillery so much, I don't even want to play it. I only have this tank, and there's a story behind it. I only have this tank because a buddy of mine, who's I'm really close to, where I was for a little while. I mean, he just had a second kid, so he's been very busy. He gifted it to me. He bought it himself and gifted it to me. You can do that in this game. Sorry, guys. I had to mute game chat so that I could talk to you guys and not hear game chat. But, for instance, I'm going to tier 8 artillery, right? Wow! And I'm versing tier 10 artillery. Where the fuck is that fair? That's point number 1 if you guys are still following along and you guys were watching. And you guys went back and looked. That's point number 1. That's point number 1. Matchmaking needs to be fixed in this game. If these 3 points can be fixed, I will spend hundreds of dollars on this game. I don't give a fuck. This game will be so balanced at that point that I won't care. Alright? But, until it is, I'm seriously thinking about taking a hiatus from this game. I've got no ties to this game to keep me playing it. This game is fucking garbage. It really is. So look, I'm moving around a little bit, right? Whoopsie fucking do. But check this out. L2. Oh my god! Wow, drag and point and click. I was right the whole time. Whoa, look at that. Drag and click. That's such a hard thing to do. Right? And it's not, and that's why I think it needs its own game mode, because, dude, anybody and their fucking mom could come play this game and play artillery. Like, oh yeah, you see those tanks on the map? I'm not even front line and I can hit them. If you don't play this game and you think that's broken, oh my god, you better be ready for another fucking thing coming. Because this is how artillery is normally played. Let my circle move in, right? Boom. If that actually hits him, I'll be shocked. No, it didn't. I'm not shocked at all. Actually, that should have hit him. He's like right there. But yeah, that's how artillery is played. Dude, I'm willing to leave this game because I hate artillery so much. I don't care. I don't care about artillery. Here's my second shot. Oh, never mind. He moved. Oh, this guy's cool. Look at this dude right here. Sticking to the wall so I don't one-shot him. Fucking pussy. I'm gonna poke up a little bit more. Come on. I know you want to. Come in. Come in. Oh, wait. We have some more victims over here. What do we have here? Oh, wait a minute. We have some people over here. See how fucking easy it is to play artillery? For any of you guys who don't play this game, see, I'm currently behind a mountain, so I can't fucking hit any of these guys. But this is how easy it is to play artillery. I really, truly hope they give it its own game mode. Keep it how it is right now, but make it to where there's a game mode where it's just tank on tank with no artillery, and then another game mode where it's artillery with tank on tank. I'm trying to compensate for the people who love playing this game. Look at that. It's a tier 10, right? Tier 10 tank destroyer. Wow. That was so hard to do. Now imagine being on the receiving end of that, right? Try to imagine being that player, right? You just got hit by somebody who's at the very fucking back of the map, not doing a fucking damn thing, but dragging and clicking. Let me show you my trigger button. Listen closely. Boom. You hear that? I'm pressing it once, right? That's all artillery is. There's no brain power to it at all. And man, artillery players have it too easy. So I'm gonna say 3 things. 1, artillery needs to be nerfed really hard. I don't care how they do it. Make it harder for players that play artillery to play artillery. 2, artillery needs its own game mode if they don't nerf it. 3, remove artillery from the game completely, in my opinion. That's just strongly my opinion. That's it. Like, dude, oh, dragging over here. Let me show you guys. Let me show you. Oh, look. Oh my God. Watch this. I'm waiting for him to move up. If he moves up, I'm gonna hit him. Oh wait, nope. Can't hit him. Let me hit him. Right here. Let me hit him. Because it's so easy to do that. It's so easy to fucking do that. Look at that. I missed because I wasn't really trying, but you get the fucking point. I hate artillery so much, I don't fucking care. I'm leaving. I don't care. Whoop-de-doo. Cry later. I don't care. I'm going to give you guys two perspectives, alright? And if you haven't watched my channel in the past before, and maybe this is a really cool title and you're watching it now, this is my second perspective. This is the perspective of a player using an actual fucking tank. Alright? You know what? Just for the sake of fun, and for the sake of seeing what artillery can do to me as a player, I'm going to play my biggest frontline tank that I play. Not including the mouse or the Type 5. This is a tank destroyer that hits for over 1,000 damage a shot. And I play this tank frontline all the time. This is a horrible map for my tank. But artillery is going to love this map. Absolutely. Here's the perspective of a player playing as a regular tank versus what I just showed you, and that's at every tier. Nothing changes. Nothing changes all the way to tier 10. And even at tier 10, nothing changes. It's drag and click. It's the most fucking brain-dead system in the fucking game, and I think it needs to be more complicated. I firmly believe it needs to be more complicated. Now check this out. I'm going to check the teams, right? Enemy team, T92 HMC. That square, the squares you see on the enemy team, that's their sign for artillery. That's a sign for an artillery tank. Our team has a tier 9 and a tier 10. Their team has 2 tier 10s. How the fuck is that fair? So unlike artillery, I have to look around, you know, I have to look around, be aware of my environment. Automatically, there's more shit I have to do as a person playing a tank. But do you guys at all understand? I know I don't have a massive audience, but for anybody in the future, do you honestly now understand what I mean by artillery needs to be either removed from the game or rebalanced or given its own game mode? Do you understand now? Because if you don't, you're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Feel attacked all you want. If you don't understand... By the way, if you guys have never played this game in your life, I'm not attacking you personally. By the way, I just want to state that. And I want to make that stated. But a lot of people that are subscribed to me over the years have subscribed to me because I played this game. Truly. I've gone in game chat and I've promoted my channel a lot. But already I'm moving more than an artillery would, right? I'm not at the back of the fucking map like an artillery is. Things aren't as easy for a tanker. Now, I want you guys also to realize, at any time where I'm marking, at any time I can be hit. Obviously, they don't know where I am unless I'm spotted, but if they took a fucking guess and hit me, it would hurt. It would. Where's the fairness in that, dude? They get to stay at the very back of the fucking map, unspotted until a light tank does the job, which it usually doesn't. By the way, this is our fucking light tank right here. What is this dude doing? What is that? I can't even see him anymore, but what the fuck? What is this guy doing? This guy right here. You see where I marked right there? Orange marker? Bottom right there? That's our light tank. He's supposed to be spotting for our team. The enemy. As a whole. Not just artillery, but the whole team. He's doing nothing for our team. At all. He's just sticking in a fucking bush over there. But already, if you're smart enough, you know this. Oh look, I'm spotted now. You see that artillery? He tried hitting me, but tier 10 artillery are very inactive. That's the one downside of playing tier 10 is you have such a big gun that you're usually inactive. Okay, really, dude? I'm spotted like multiple times. Oh, look at that! Oh my god! On live stream, I get to show you guys how broken artillery is. I was spotted by a fucking light tank for a second, and the enemy artillery has already taken, what, 400 fucking hit points of mine? And I haven't even seen enemy artillery yet. Nobody has. So how is a system like that remotely fair in this fucking game? How? There is no argument you could possibly say, no matter how hard you dick ride artillery, you cannot argue that artillery isn't broken on console edition of World of Tanks. You can't. I will listen to you all day arguing some points I've heard from people in the past, and those points aren't valid compared to what I actually have, which is actual video fucking basis, you know? Already, and still, in this game, what I'm doing is more than an artillery tank does in a game. You see what I meant about 1,000 damage? I'm sorry about that. Fucking got hit by somebody. it's hard for me to talk on live stream and prove a point and hand gestures and shit and fucking tank. But already I'm doing more than an artillery tank does. All artillery is a broken mechanic in the game that needs to be fucking nerfed or removed. And I stand firm on it. I will end this game and then I will end the live stream. And then I'm probably gonna do some more I wanna try to show you guys. Artillery. Look at that. The fucking motherfuckers who think it's fucking cool to play an artillery tank, the most broken mechanic in the game. Back of the map. Very back of the map. And they get to kill me while I have to sit here and be tortured, not knowing where the fuck they are. Good job, Wargaming. Great mechanic, and it has been. By the way, if you can't see me oozing fucking sarcasm, then you obviously don't know me and my channel. But look at that. Their light tank has spotted our team the time it took our light tank to... What's he doing? Chilling next to me. Great. Oh, and then artillery is useless, by the way. I firmly believe that artillery is useless in a situation like this. This artillery is running away because nobody went left. That's another reason I should have put on the fucking live stream. No, so I firmly believe. So watch this, if I can hit this motherfucker. 1181. This is the second biggest gun in the game, by the way, guys. I don't think it's fair that a tier 8 tank, that's a tier 10 light tank, but I don't think it's fair that a tier 8 fucking light tank should get one-shotted by a tier 10 light tank. I don't think it's fair at all. I really don't. Oh, there's artillery again on the enemy team. Oh my god. I'm gonna probably die to artillery just to fucking... Not even on purpose. Not even on purpose. I'm not even purposely trying to prove my point about artillery. I'm really not. Look at that T95 right here. Bounced off a T95 with a 170mm gun. Okay, sure. That's also another thing. That makes no fucking sense. At all. Oh, I'm dead. I'm actually gonna die by a tank destroyer. I'm kinda... No! I died by artillery! Wow! My mind is fucking not blown because this is an occasion that happens all the time. Artillery needs to be nerfed to the ground so that only the best of the best can play it. Artillery needs its mechanics changed. Oh my god, look at that. An artillery tank got fucking second on the team. Wow. That artillery got second on the team by literally fucking doing nothing. But fucking dragging and clicking. Whereas me, as a regular tank player, I have to turn my tank, aim at an enemy, drag my fucking barrel to aim ahead of the tank like I did the light tank. You know, aim for weak spots. There's so much more that goes into being a tanker than there is as an artillery player. I firmly, and I know I keep saying this, and it's probably getting annoying for some of you, but I'm going to say it again. I need to drill this in your fucking head. I firmly believe that artillery in this game needs to be either removed, nerfed, or put in its own game mode. Those are the 3 points. Anyways, guys, have a nice day. I'm done.